cliquez au cerf, and if I seem happy, that is because I am. I got fired. That's it, I got fired. I am kind of really happy that it actually happened because it just frees up my entire schedule so I can focus on the things that truly matter to me, such as my physical and mental health. I'm also kind of relieved that I no longer have to deal with people knowing that I'm Hispanic. And worst, what kind of self-entitlement must you have to assume that a person, just because they look a certain way, they must speak a certain language, and therefore you need to come up to them speaking in that language? That is rude. Not to mention, I do have a few Hispanic friends who their first language isn't Spanish, so they had to learn Spanish after they learned the English language. And they're Hispanics. So technically, for you to assume that I am Hispanic and therefore must speak Spanish is an incorrect assumption. Just makes you an ass. And these are the same people that I have no doubt that if I just walked up to them and started speaking one of the many languages that I know that they would not understand, they would feel some type of way. So why is it okay to do that to me? First of all, that is racist. Second of all, I refer to myself as a douche nozzle. Third of all, just because I look like you or you look like me does not mean that we're the same ethnicity or for the same part of planet Earth. Just because a person has a specific eye shape, nose size, lip size, does not mean that they must be something or some kind of ethnicity. It just means that genetically they have those features. Not every human looks like they were born in a certain landmass. Every human should look like a human because we are the same species, Homo sapiens. I like how humans are actually, in a way, stupider and dumber than dogs. Just because you don't see dogs starting wars about the color of their fur. Humans do that. And by the way, humans are the only, as far as I know, humans are the only invasive species that ends up killing itself. Which makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. What am I? I am not Hispanic. I was not born in any Spanish-speaking country, and I, as far as I'm concerned, do not have any Spaniard DNA. So, that's all that matters to me. Mind you, give it a few generations and everyone's going to look similar to me. I'm not mad at the beautiful mixed babies because mixed people, I think, personally, for me, I think they're the ones who look more attractive. If you want to learn a new language, you are literally at the luckiest time to do that because there are so many software, so many resources available that you can learn a language. All you would need to do is dedicate yourself to learn that language. It's kind of rude to come up to a person speaking a different language assuming that they know just because of what they look like, and it's even stupider, if that's even a word, stupider, for you to not be able to learn the language that's at least taught in schools in the country that you are inside of. But if you are coming to America or the UK, wouldn't it be a good idea to learn the English language, or at least to have some sort of understanding of it, so that you could go about your daily life within those borders? Same things, like if you go to France, learn the French language. If you go to Portugal, learn the Portuguese language. If you go to Spain, learn how to speak Spanish from Spain. If you go to any other country, learn the language that's spoken there. If you go to Japan, learn Japanese. If you go to China, learn Chinese. It's just like, it's not that hard of a concept, and with today's technology, it's really not that hard to do. Is there a possibility that I have some Spanish DNA inside of me? From Spain? Probably. Do I accept it? 100% no. Because if I had to accept that part of my DNA, it might be there, but I'm not going to accept it. And the reason I'm not going to accept it is because those are people, Europeans in general, are people that are very ugly. They decided to destroy a whole continent just for profits and gain. They enslaved fellow human beings for, again, profits and gains. So why would I want that in my DNA? Why would I want to acknowledge that ugly part of myself? Maybe that's the reason why I'm so angry. I am not mad at people that look like me and assume that I am what their ethnicity is. Again, no one chooses where they were born, when they were born, and to whom and what family they were born into. Obviously, if I had a choice, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be born. I would choose not to be born into this world. It's very ugly. Humans disappoint me. I do not like, and I will reject, any part of DNA that's European within me. I got fired, so now I am financially unstable. And if I seem happy, it's because a part of me is. With all this free time, I can focus on what I incorrectly refer to as my second job. It's not a second job, I am not getting paid, and technically I am losing money. But it is something that I should treat as a secondary job. I also now am able to go to the bathroom at will, where my employer did not allow me to go to the bathroom. Let me repeat that again. My employer, the same employer that made me stand outside, locked door at like 4 in the morning with regardless if it was raining, snowing, freezing weathers, they would make me stand outside, 4 in the morning, in the cold, locked outside of the store, and they did not want me to use the bathroom, where I already said, and I did prove to them, that I have multiple sclerosis. Again, my immune system decides to be so great that it's going to attack my own nerve endings, which your brain is the biggest part of a clamp or mass of nerve cells, so it's attacking my brain. I haven't gotten a straight answer from my doctors if it has traveled to my spine. But it doesn't matter, because my brain is not properly working. It doesn't allow me with the holes in my brain. I have problems, difficulty speaking. I have problems walking. I'm always in constant pain. I'm always fatigued. And I have no control over my bladder. And I have to wear an adult diaper because I have no control over my bladder. Since I am no longer with my employer and I am stuck at home, I am free to use the bathroom when I please. I am free to lie down and take a nap if I need to because I'm exhausted. I'm free to eat if I need food. And so that's a huge reason why I kind of am happy that they decided to part ways with me. Another thing I am happy about is that I am no longer being told that I am Hispanic. You heard that right. I am no longer being told I am Hispanic. Okay, I know what I am. I know the hole that I came out of, but how do you know my mother speaks like that? Who is you? Okay, who are you? Who are you though? Like, you know my mom like that? You know my father like that? Like, who are you? Because I don't know you. I now have all this time to work on the thing that I called my second job, even though it's not that because I'm not getting paid. If anything, I am losing money, but I now have all this time, this free time that I can focus on doing that. And I also have free time to write. I love writing. I can write my second book. I can finish my poetry. I can focus on my music. I can focus on creating art. I can focus on creating art. I can focus on me. I can focus on my health. And that is something that feels like a huge weight off my chest. It's something I've always done. Look at the bright side of things, looking at the silver lining of things, looking at the glass half full type of situation. So for me, it's like I am happy because of that. Even though I'm kind of unstable financially or mentally, I'm also unstable, unsure of how long I'm going to be able to keep some sort of shelter and roof over my head. But at least I'm no longer being told that I am Hispanic and that I must speak the Spanish language, even though that's my third language. I am no longer being called a liar about war at work, by work. I am no longer being called a liar about multiple sclerosis. Like, why would I don't know why I would lie about that, but they know I'm lying, so therefore I must be lying, even though I have copies of the hospital MRI scans that I went to. By the way, having PTSD from war, because of that, I would not like to, and I don't like to, and I feel uncomfortable sitting outside, or not outside, sitting underneath an MRI machine, because they're very loud. Very, very loud. But they needed to do that to sort of make sure that my brain was actually doing whatever MS brains do, and make sure that they could somehow treat it accordingly, instead of just assuming that I have this disease or sickness and then giving me medication that does not work because I am not sick like that. American medication just in general does not work for me, so I'm kind of finding alternatives. And at the end of the day, it's my health, so I need to take charge of that. Hopefully, with all this time I have available, hopefully I'll be able to record my videos, start live streaming a bit more, focus on that thing, focus on my health, just fill my schedule, my empty, voided schedule that does no longer have work, with other things that I actually genuinely enjoy to do, and I'm happy doing it. Kind of like editing this video, which is kind of the least favorite part, to be honest, for me. It's editing. Not editing. Okay. I don't like the work that it takes to edit the video, but I do like the finished results of the edited video if I am happy with it. Hopefully I will be able to work on my art, my music, this thing that I'm going to refer to as my second job, even though now I don't have a real job and that's not a real job, but I will hopefully have enough time and energy to focus on that and other things, and probably just because I don't want to become stir crazy. One thing I regret about this channel is that I included my face. But other than that, life is just like, that's what I've been up to. I have been out of a job, been working on myself, took a week 100% for myself, have not done anything besides self-care. Anyways, this has been Tilly Sarah. Peace. Bye.